Hey y'all, this is Zoe and welcome back to my channel, and today I want to show y'all how to make some easy homemade bread. So I am using my KitchenAid mixing bowl to make this, and I have a dough attachment that goes along with this. So you can also do this by hand if you want to. It just makes it a little bit harder, but it's easier just to use a dough attachment to make this. So I'm going to pour 2 cups of warm water in my bowl. And then I want to add 2 packets of this fast rising instant yeast here. So I made some bread yesterday, and I did mostly all-purpose flour, then I added some wheat flour. Because I have so much of it, and I honestly don't use it unless I'm making bread. So I was like, let me use some of that. So you're gonna add that, and then you're gonna add just a little sprinkle of sugar, a little bit, and then you're just gonna stir it up a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes until it starts to get all nice and bubbly and stuff. Okay, so once it has sat for about 5 minutes, you want to add all your other ingredients to it. Go ahead and add the rest of my sugar, 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to do half sugar, and the other 2 will be honey. Next, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then we're going to do about 2 teaspoons of salt. Stir that in. And then I'm going to add my 5½ cups of all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour, wheat flour, whichever flour you want to use. So I'm just going to add like about half of it. And added an extra 2/3 cups of flour because it was really sticky, which is okay, but you want it to be able to mix in pretty good. So what I want to do is I'm going to oil another bowl. I would normally use the same bowl, but because it's really sticky, I'm going to put it in a separate bowl. So get you a big bowl, my big red bowl here, and I'm going to add some oil. Just make sure it's oiled really well. You're going to take your dough, I'm just going to stick it in this bowl. It's very sticky. Cover it up. You can use saran wrap, or you can use just a towel or something, and cover it for about an hour, and it should be nice and puffy. And then we will start shaping the dough, and of course you have to do a second rise because it has to sit in the baking dish and rise for like another 45 minutes. So I will show y'all what it looks like once it rises completely. So So it's been about an hour and I want to go ahead and start dividing up this dough. This is what it looks like. It's nice and it smells really good. I'm just gonna punch it down. And it's sticky. I'm just gonna kind of get some of that oil on it and on my hand so it won't stick as much. But before we divide that up, I'm going to use my loaf pan here and just kind of brush it with add some butter and grease it up really well, just so that the dough won't stick. Just like that. And then I have my other pan I want to use for my roll. Okay, so I went ahead and floured my surface. I have this mat here that I want to use. And I'm going to dump my dough. It looks really good. So you want to kind of take half of it. Put this other one aside. And to roll it in the dough shape, I'm just going to mash it out. We're going to roll it to a dough shape like this. Just kind of crimp the bottom side of it and fold this. We're going to add it to our loaf iron. So the next task is to do our rolls. So I brushed some butter over them and now I'm gonna let them sit and rise and then we'll put them in the oven. Alright y'all, so they just came out the oven. I went ahead and brushed some butter. They're so pretty. A loaf of bread. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this rack here. Just gonna flip it over. Get that. It's so fluffy.